What's happening in Telangana amid ongoing protests at the University of Hyderabad over the Kanche Gachibowli land issue. Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has announced the formation of a new committee to mediate between the students and the administration. Watch this report that gets you all the details on that.
In an effort to address the long-standing land dispute which has triggered widespread student protests in Telangana, Telangana's Chief Minister Revanth Reddy has announced the formation of a special committee to resolve the issue. The committee will include key ministers such as the Deputy Chief Minister and Transport Minister Revanth Reddy. The move comes in response to large-scale protests by University of Hyderabad students who are opposing the Telangana government's plan to develop a 400-acre IT hub near the campus. Students argue that the proposed development poses a significant ecological and environmental threat. Meanwhile, in a major legal development, the Supreme Court of India has ordered the Telangana government to halt all activities related to deforestation on the disputed land adjacent to the university. In response to the protest, the Telangana government has filed cases against key demonstrators, accusing them of spreading misinformation and inciting public unrest.
Also being joined by my colleague Aneri to get us more updates into the case. Aneri, after multiple cases of detention and force being used from the side of the Telangana police, they have finally, now Telangana government has formed a panel to probe the matter. Talk to us about it.
Well, that's right. What we are seeing is that the Telangana government has now decided that there will be a committee which will be formed, and all the angles will be taken in consideration. Like they will be talking to the students, they will be visiting the site, and also other discussions will also be taking place. Well, this comes in the backdrop of the Supreme Court order, which has ordered that no further action will be taken at the ground because there's already a huge loss of the trees which were felling there, and by the JCBs, almost dozens of JCBs were brought in at that site, and almost 100 acres of land was already cleared, where the government had planned to clear almost 400 acres of land, and the Supreme Court has taken a serious sumo motu cognizance and asked the state government as to what was the urgency for the government to come up with such a huge thing on such an urgent basis. And not only that, the Supreme Court has also very categorically stated that if these orders are violated, then the state chief secretary will be personally held accountable for it, and also a report has to be filed by a committee and has to be submitted in the Supreme Court on the 16th of April. So we'll have to see what comes out of that report as well. But yes, a big decision coming in from the Supreme Court, which has brought relief to the students there. And also not only that, now the students seem to be celebrating and with the decision coming in as to the Supreme Court has very clearly stated that no further action or any sort of activity shouldn't be taking place except for protection of the trees there at that particular land near HCU. However, this land is registered under the state government, as the state government had got this land from Supreme Court in 2024, but then yet we see that there was a massive protest, and after the Supreme Court orders, the protest turns out into a celebration.